Oh boy, will you look at that floor? Yeah, only sections of this floor need to be redone. But, oh boy, which one is the loosest? That's that. This. Fix that. I may have fixed it. It's been a while. Wasting time. Right. I think the balcony is fine. Look at that. And listen to how quiet it is. So, walkabout time, walkabout time. Alright, or I should do it myself. I really sealed up this guy. Oh, it's put in place. I'm not sure if the floor needs to be replaced entirely. Or just repaired in sections. Wonder Boy. Robin. Wonder Boy and Robin. I remember when I brought John Blanchard over. Whoops. Yeah, I'm having you, JB. JB. And boy, was Johnny ever jailbait. He was such a hottie. I mean, this guy was so good looking. He even brought up, whoops. Let it go wrong for you. He even brought up Central Pass. Debate going on whether the carpets should be replaced. I think 3 cleanings would do it. And the carpets are fine. This suite is being renovated now because construction is beginning on the replacement. Can you imagine that? The lobby ceiling. Now that, the roof, that I should say, it's going to go up all the way. It's going to be 2 stories. So this apartment here has been, tenant had to move out. Tenant was furious. We provided her with everything, you know. We'll pay, we'll do the move, and you know, we'll take care of all the details. But you can't live in this suite anymore. And she got all huffy about it. Did this circulation. I'm talking to the building superintendent about it. You know, she has absolutely no case. What's wrong with it? Just let her move out. That's going to be the door. So, nothing. As I may have mentioned, those are the original. Those are the original chairs. No, we're not throwing them away. Yep. You can pause there, get the number, and call and find out if apartments are available. You never can tell, right? Okay, where are the microphones on this camera? I haven't used it in ages. This is a camera from 2012. Howdy.
Hello.
Look at this. This is the ideal model for the food service guy. The guy is huffing it on his bike. Right on. That's what I like to see. Okay. I got some nice houses here in this gorgeous apartment building over here. And we kind of look at the sidewalk here because I don't like to show other people's driver's car number plates. Although the information is utterly inaccessible, you may be able to get that information in other places, but not here in Canada. That's all privileged information, and the public doesn't have a right to know. And you can try to get a court order if you want. I don't know if you had a good enough reason. Perhaps it would work out for you. But is this camera still on? Yes, it is. Okay. So, hey.
Hi.
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 How are you?
Good, how are you?
Take care. See, I got that guy's attention. He took off, he spoke to me, and he had to go, right? His girlfriend's probably waiting for him, saying, come on, sweetheart, get your doofus back home so you can wash the dishes. I'm a strong believer in manual labor, by the way. I wash everything by hand. I find it just takes less time. And washing machines and dryers really destroy clothes. So, don't use machines. Well, you see this guy up ahead? He's a really surly fellow. I got to get him on camera one time. Walking, I guess. See if I can pass him. He's a really savvy guy. You have no idea how much money this guy has. But we both own one stock in particular, Poet Technologies V.PTK. This is the guy that turned me on to the company. How you doing?
Sorry.
You remember me?
Not really.
Come on. Years ago, Poet Technologies.
Oh, yeah.
You know I'm buying in as much as, well, I'd like to own a lot more than I do, but...
As long as you get something, I can't see. It's got to go someday.
No, it's going. Someone has picked up on, it's got something that another person wants. So that's why the price is going.
It's got more than one thing they want.
I got a few, yeah, sure. Take it easy.
Yeah.
Okay. Huh. Camera is still working. Must be in a good mood. Now, let's face it. Canon cameras can be moody at the best of times. I wonder if I'm in focus. So as I was saying about Joan Jett, before the camera switches off. Now, okay, I'm talking about Joan Jett because the person I'm really thinking about is Michael Steele. I still am a really huge Bangles fan. I think they're one of the greatest bands of all time. And I really love their music. Sadly, the official recordings that you find on YouTube are all marred. But there's nothing I can do. It would be, well, I wouldn't use the source of those as the source music for a video were I to make one. But if I were given permission, I would do everything. Because I've got everything that Bangles ever released. Except for, those early singles that are worth $1 million on eBay. Because, the Bangles are that hot. So how did I get turned on to the Bangles? Well, I'd made a home tape. A videotape of a movie, and I was watching the movie some years later, in I think '92 or about, because this movie was taped back in 1988 thereabouts. So I'm watching And at the very end, City TV in Toronto plays the Bangles' Eternal Flame. And I'm blown away. Where does this song come from? So I quickly investigated and discovered, and I bought the entire, everything I could get my hands on, and of the Bangles, immediately rushed out and wrote an article about the band, which I published in the Audion. Then that would have been back in 2002. And it's on the web archive. And I did go there to retrieve it the other day, posting to Michael Steele's fan site because I want to work with Michael. I figure if my father had moved the family to Los Angeles back in '74 when he acquired Far Company, I would have gotten to know the Bangles at the outset. I'm not kidding here. I would have been doing what I did in Montreal in 1980, which was hustling around recording live music. I would have been doing that in Los Angeles. You can count on it. And I would have been performing live as well and looking for bands to hook up with. And I would have met the bands and said, look, I'm so pretty. I'll grow my hair long and you just pretend I'm a flat-chested girl who's 6'2". Really, I think they would have gone for it. And the other thing is, I would have been really tough because this would have been, say, before Michael Steele arrived on the scene and Susanna Huffs, I was going to say Michelle McAdory, but Susanna Huffs, we might have gotten married. I might have convinced them, look, you need some Gentile blood every now and then, and how much better you can get than mine. I'm really quite egotistical, am I not? Okay, so we're going to switch to the street scene again. Okay, so back to the story. Had the family moved to Los Angeles, we would not have lived in the area of El Segundo where the factory was. That seemed very unlikely. But my father doesn't like a long commute, so I imagine we would have lived fairly close to El Segundo, or as it happened, my father elected. He didn't want to leave Tremblant, Mont Tremblant, and so he decided, well, if I'm going to run this company, I'm doing it from Laval, Quebec, which is what he proceeded to do. Okay, no more about that. Back to the story. So, the hypothetical case where the family moves to Los Angeles in 1974, and the rest is history, folks, because you never know where I would have ended up. I don't think I would have paid any time or attention to acting, but basically my live show in Montreal back in the day was intense. And I mean, it was, kind of in the sleazy, slutty porn district of Montreal in the 80s. St. Catherine East, like really far east, around Boulevard Saint-Laurent. So, a lot of messed up things took place then, and things have gotten even more messed up now. It's not a good look, actually. Peace Park is a bit of a disaster area, and if I lived in Montreal, I'd move into that neighborhood and take up a station in Peace Park. And whenever someone started fucking up somebody else, I'd pull them apart and say, behave, or I'll beat you both to an inch of your lives. I wouldn't do it, of course. I mean, I don't like beating people up. I think it's rude. The only time I've ever had cause to, use my skills is basically to get out of the situation, to get away from the scene fast, or whatever the case may be. So that's about it. The idea, I would have no cause to pick a fight with someone. Let's just say. I mean, what for? What have I got against a guy who I don't know? Is he poaching my girlfriend? Seems unlikely, but those things do happen. They just haven't happened to me. So I'm shielding my microphone here because it's quite windy, as you can see from the trees. Trees. In fact, let's kind of go here for a different kind of view. Right up against the wall. Get a bit of sunlight in there. Let me tell you about this camera. It's got a Sony, it's Canon, of course, but it's got a Sony Exmor sensor. And it's using just a portion of the sensor. It's really quite hilarious. But they wanted to give a 10:1 zoom ratio to this camera. And there you go, 10 times. So this camera has an Exmor sensor. I think it was one of the really hot ones. And Canon is only using a portion of the sensor. And you can modify these cameras if you know how. Of course, you can do many things with a Canon camera because you can get software that allows you to reprogram them and add features. Very useful tools. This camera from 2012, 12 years old, is entirely useful. I mean, I could shoot porn videos with this. I mean, why not? It's such a tiny little thing. It looks like a piece of jewelry. Okay, so enough of that. There we go. We're coming up on. No, we're not coming up on anything. I've got basically a completely empty park here. It's all mine. Okay. So we're up. Up and at it. And I'm in the sun. How do I look?